the legendary entertainer Carol Burnett, who grew up here in San Antonio. And also Colonel Oliver North. He was also born into this hospital. Well, this is a pretty part of the Riverwalk. This is known as South Bank. Some really nice restaurants through here. As you can see, there are in fact over 100 restaurants along the banks of the San Antonio Riverwalk. Something for everybody's taste. Now, the building in front of the boat, that is the Hyatt Regency Hotel. And it was built in 1981. Now, when they built this hotel in front of the boat, they actually kept the height of the building to 16 stories. That was done for a reason. You see, on the other side of this hotel, from where we are, sits the Alamo. Nobody wanted a shadow over the Alamo at sunset. So they worked out that if they kept this building on our left here to 16 stories in height, that would ensure that at sunset every day, the Alamo on the other side would never be in shade. And if you've ever heard of a singer by the name of Phil Collins, well, apart from giving us some great music over the years, Phil Collins actually has another passion in his life apart from music. That happens to be the Alamo. He's even written a book about it. Well, over the years, Phil Collins has collected hundreds of artifacts from the Alamo worth many millions of dollars. He's donated them back to the Alamo for a museum to display those artifacts. That museum scheduled to open in the next couple of weeks. Over here on our right-hand side, where Saltgrass is, this building is the Casino Club building. It was built in 1927. Up on top of us, up there are apartments on our right-hand side above us, and one of the famous residents who lived in one of those apartments in years gone by, the author Alex Haley. He lived here in San Antonio for a short while in the Casino Club building. Well, he must have enjoyed his time here because he encouraged his good friend Maya Angelou to come and live here as well, which she did. She fell in love with San Antonio and the Riverwalk, just like Alex Haley did. Always a popular part of the river through here, as you can see. This is known as River Square. Lots of great restaurants either side of the river, all sorts of fabulous dining experiences. Now, this is also a part of the Riverwalk. So before we go under the Commerce Street Bridge, coming up in front of us, there is a building just ahead on the right that has a curved balcony. On the front of the balcony up ahead it says Hudman Architect. I've mentioned Robert Hudman a few times already. He designed the Riverwalk we're all enjoying. And this building on our right-hand side, bearing his name here, was his actual architect's office in the 1940s as the Riverwalk was being built. And tucked away in the corner near the staircase wasn't here back in those days. It actually arrived here in 1922. And it was fashioned on the bridges that one might find in the city of Paris. Also, in the mid-1800s, not too many good spots around the river where the locals could bring their wagons and horses across. This was a good location though, because in those days it was always very, very shallow in this section of the river here. There was a mill grinding the grain at the edge of the river at this spot right here. So in the 1800s, this part of the San Antonio River became known as the Old Mill Crossing. There was already a hotel that was sitting on the site where they wanted to build a new one. The hotel that was already there was a very historic hotel. It was called the Fairmount Hotel. And it had been sitting on that spot since 1906. And nobody really wanted to see the Fairmount destroyed just to build another hotel in its place. So they had a bit of a problem. Well, a team of engineers were called in for their advice, and they sent leave to us. So, in March of 1985, the engineers all got to work. They jacked up the 3-story, 1,600-ton Fairmount Hotel. They loaded the entire hotel onto the back of 36 giant dollies. Then they proceeded to tow the hotel for half a mile through the streets of San Antonio to another location. Now, that half-mile journey, towing that hotel through the streets of San Antonio, took 6 days to complete because they were travelling at less than 1 mile an hour with the hotel. However, they eventually got the Fairmount to where they wanted it. They put it down. It's still there today. The hotel they built in its place once they moved it was that white building in front of the boat That is the Marriott Hotel. Now also in front of the boat, you'll see this new sculpture in front of us. It's the newest art feature on the Riverwalk. This is called Stargazer. Stargazer in front of us is 16 feet high and it's made up of over 80 blocks of volcanic stone, put together by the artist Pedro Reyes. And over here on the right-hand side of the boat where I'm pointing up between the trees, there is the symbol of the World's Fair from 1968. The Tower of the Americas. The World's Fair was held at the base of the tower over there at Hemisphere Park. Well, the Tower of the Americas is 750 feet high. It has an observation deck right at the very top. There's also a revolving restaurant up there. It's called the Chart House. And it turns around once every hour, offering panoramic views of the city. A great place to be when the lights come on later on in the afternoon.